I'm Julie. Welcome to another Plants to the Rescue Walmart grocery haul this week. I have to say, I don't love always doing a Walmart grocery haul, but sometimes it is a necessity for whatever reason. Convenience, finances, you name it. Sometimes our family sucks it up and we do a Walmart grocery haul. We usually do one once a month, and so this is this one's. And I will tell you the grand total at the very end, but it is under $100. So we're going to keep as many of these to under $100 as we possibly can. Usually once a month we do a whole food trip, and that one, I will admit, is usually a little bit over $100. Not ridiculous, but a little bit over. But this one, definitely under $100. So I'm going to have my husband pan it out and let you see what is on our table for under $100. Go ahead, Tom. All right, so as you can see, the table is pretty well stocked with food. There are 2 items on the table that are not from Walmart, and we'll get to that when we get to that, and I'm going to tell you what we got and some of what I'm going to do with it throughout the week. So we got 5 bunches of bananas, and for the bananas this week, we use bananas for everything. I make like a banana oat. It's like baked oatmeal, but I form it into a ball and I air fry it. And all that's in it is banana, oats, and spices usually. And my flaxseed, ground flaxseed. I always put that in there because I want my omegas in there. So that's all that's in there. And sometimes we like mix up the spices. I've got this spice from, I don't know where it's from, Frontier. That's called turmeric twist. That is absolutely delicious. And that one, my husband especially loves that one. Sometimes we'll just make it with cinnamon. Sometimes I'll pull out all like pumpkin pie spices. Sometimes I'll shred zucchini in it, and sometimes I'll shred carrots in it. I haven't done both at the same time, but I totally should. Every now and then I'll make it with pea powder instead. The other day I did pea powder and I did unsweetened cocoa powder, and that was delicious. But literally all it is it's what you would have in a bowl of oatmeal, but it's a little bit thicker, well, quite a bit thicker actually, and formed into a ball. I just mash that banana in with my hand, and then I put it on some parchment paper in the air fryer, and I let it go on 350 for about 12 minutes, and it is my idea of a Bobo's oat bar. If you've ever had a Bobo's oat bar, I love them, but they're not conducive for me for weight loss. So I don't have those anymore, sadly. Probably like maybe once a year I'll have one, but I have this every single day. So I will use those bananas for my Bobo's fake oat bar. I'm also probably going to make banana bread this week, a healthy banana bread for my son. If you tuned in last week, he's just gone from a junk food vegan of 12 years to he's decided to follow a whole food plant-based diet, and I'm so happy. So my son's name is Brian. Wish him luck as he endeavors to follow a whole food plant-based diet. His LDL cholesterol was a little bit elevated, and it was enough for us to be like, it's still much, much lower than the standard American diet. Cholesterol levels that are normal, but for a vegan, we didn't like the looks of his LDL. So we talked about it a lot, and he said, yeah, I want to give it a try. So I'm going to make him a wholesome banana bread. I'm also going to use a lot of these bananas for smoothies and stuff like that, because we do smoothies with them as well. All right, so that's what we got for fruit so far this week. We usually only pick up like 2 kinds of fruit, and then, as I've said before, this is our major grocery haul. That doesn't mean that we don't buy any other food during the week. When we run out of bananas, we go and get a couple of more and, spend maybe $5 more on bananas during the week, and which gets us almost another 5 bunches. And if we're going out and we're running around town or whatever, my husband and I will stop off at a grocery store and definitely pick up some fruit to nosh on while we're out. So this is not all the fruit that we get. And once again, we still have frozen fruit in the freezer. We've got some smoothie mixture blend my husband picked up. It was on discount at the store the other day, and it was regularly like 10, 12 bucks. He got it for like $5. And that was all kinds of a berry blend. So he got a smoothie with that day. But the other fruit we got was organic Honeycrisp apples. And it's funny, where I live right now, it's like 90 degrees. The humidity is about 90%, and we are dying right now. But my brain knows it's September, and it's like, give me apples. I was on a watermelon kick forever recently. sounds completely off. As soon as the calendar switched to September, I want apples. I don't know. My brain just knows. Hopefully the weather will catch up with my cravings. So that's it for fruit. I've got my unsweetened almond milk here. Not a giant fan of almond milk, but the calories are really, really low in almond milk, so I usually do pick up those. I'm a super fan of soy. I love soy milk so much. It's a little bit higher in calories, definitely, but it's also higher in protein, and I just feel better about drinking soy milk. So I do have unsweetened soy as well. Now I'm going to switch over to our grains of the week. So I got 2 huge suckers of old-fashioned oats, 2 big ones. And honestly, the 2 big ones will probably be gone in a week or very close to it. Like I said, I have that oat bar every single stinking morning. I don't ever get sick of it. I've been on this run for weeks and weeks now. I also love regular oats too, so as the weather gets cooler, I'll probably want a warm bowl of oatmeal as well every now and then. I make a healthy, whole food plant-based energy ball for my son. I don't partake in them because I am using peanut butter for him, and I am using a vegan chocolate chip for him. And there's maple syrup sweetening them, and I don't use that in my own diet right now. But I will make a whole bunch of energy orbs for him. I will make my bars. I will also toss that, and I'm going to make a veggie loaf this week. I will use that in that. Sometimes I make a tofu loaf, and I definitely use oats in that. I use oats in everything, so always got to keep a lot of oats in the house. They go quick, and they're still relatively inexpensive, especially from Walmart. I think they were $3 something for each one of those, so that's incredible. All right, the other grain of the week, because it's usually some different kind of grain every week, parboiled rice. I am new to parboiled rice, I gotta tell you. So I got a big old thing of it. I got 5 pounds of parboiled rice, and again, this will probably be gone in about a week, maybe a week and a half. My husband, and that's not me, that's my husband. My husband is a rice fan. He would have it morning, lunch, and dinner, supper if I said go for it. It's not always conducive to quick weight losses if you're looking for that. But we have reached a happy medium with our rice. This parboiled is our happy medium. I actually did a whole bunch of research on parboiled rice. It is actually more nutritious than white rice. It's a little bit under brown rice, and I didn't know that until I started doing some research. I'm a huge fan of brown rice. My husband's a huge fan of white rice. Happy medium in the middle, and so I will enjoy a little of this. My husband Sean will enjoy a lot of this. So that is our grains for the week. I still have quinoa in the house, and like I said, what you see here is just representative of what we bought this week, but it isn't representative necessarily of everything that's in the house. Because when things go on deep sale, I will try to pick up extras and get them in the cabinet and in the freezer. So we have tons of frozen veg already in the freezer, quite a few legumes and beans, and quite a few grains still in the cabinet. But this is the bulk of what we will be living off of. The other thing that's not a grain, but I consider it like part of that whole starch-based family, is, of course, this week we got russet potatoes. And my son and I will go through these. My husband, meh, he likes an air-fried potato, French fry every now and then, but that's about all he likes for potatoes. My son and I, we're the potato people. My son loves potatoes like my husband loves rice. And potatoes and I get along on the scale. Not that we're doing the scale, because I tossed the scale. Remember, if you saw that video, I did toss the scale. But in other words, my body does well with potatoes. I don't have any major problems with them. And I will use them as French fries. I will use them in soups. I will use them in stews. I will use them a million different ways. And I will love them. All right. So that's the grainish type things. The only other thing that kind of fits in that category, this is my naughty purchase of the week. There's probably going to be at least one naughty purchase. When I say naughty, slightly processed. I've got the Nasoya vegan egg roll wrappers. They're really not, horrible. For some people, this would be an absolute no-no because it's whole wheat flour. And for others, they're like, go for it. Who cares? I'm kind of in the go for it, who cares camp because so far on this 180 plus pound weight loss journey, we've used these a lot. and we've loved these a lot. Haven't we, Sean?
Yep.
You will meet him soon, I promise you, if you don't already know who he is. All right, so one wrap is 60 calories, 0 grams of fat, 2 grams of protein. The list for ingredients is relatively short, considering, what you find in the grocery store. There is no oil in them. So for us, that's a plus. I don't think there's any sugar in here either. Let me look real quick. We've got wheat flour, water, distilled vinegar, cornstarch, sea salt, and Vita-Wheat gluten, which I am not a fan of Vita-Wheat gluten, like making mock meat seitan necessarily. We've had it in our life. We've had it as part of our journey. My tummy doesn't like the way that feels sitting in it, so I tend to stay away from it. But every now and then it's cool, and in these it doesn't bother me at all. My son loves egg rolls. My husband loves egg rolls. I love egg rolls. So we're going to fill these up with all kinds of veg, and we're going to have egg rolls tonight, and we'll probably have them once or twice more during the week with a PB, peanut butter dipping sauce made with PB powder and soy sauce or liquid Bragg's or whatever you want to do. Anyway, so that is in our grainish area as well. Our veggies for this week, if Sean wants to pan to the table again, you'll hear me talking as you look at them and I talk about them. All right, so this week, what did I pick up? Again, some organic, some not organic. That's what my groceries will probably always look like unless I hit it big and can get all organic. Likelihood of that happening, probably not so hot. So this is what real life in our family looks like. A happy medium between organic and non-organic. We do our best, but we get the veg in the best we can. So I've got, it looks like 3 bags of cauliflower, frozen cauliflower on the table. 1, 2, 3, 4 bags of the broccoli cuts. 1 of the corn, 1 of sweet peas. The corn is for me, for corn chowder. I'm definitely going to make some corn chowder this week because I'm telling you, my brain says it's fall, even if the weather isn't saying that. And the sweet peas are for my husband. I do not like a pea, but my husband does. I will have the peas. I never got to make the cauliflower, curry. Cauliflower potato curry. I am going to make it this week, so I will put some sweet peas in that, and I'm able to eat them that way, but most of those peas are for my husband. I got the 2 things of the bagged coleslaw, angel hair coleslaw, just to cheat. Normally I get a big head of cabbage, but this week I felt like cheating a little bit. We'll use those for veggie fried rice and for the egg rolls. I make a mean veggie fried rice that is oil-free, and so we'll use that for that and the egg roll as well, so that'll go for a couple of different meals. I've got the organic 2-pounder of carrots. I really cannot stand the way conventional carrots usually taste. I think that organic carrots are sweeter, so I got those. And my son's back to college this week, so I got him out of convenience the organic baby carrots. Yes, I could peel. Yes, I could cut. Yes, he could peel. Yes, he could cut, but reality says it's probably not going to happen. So again, we went with convenience this week. I also got organic chopped kale that we will put in some smoothies and probably stuff inside some of the egg rolls up or in the veggie fried rice. This stuff gets mixed up in a million different ways. So some of the things that I wrote down that I will be making this week, I will have the banana bread, we'll have the oat bars, the banana oat bars, we'll have the energy balls. I'm going to make dal this week. I'm going to do the cauliflower and potato curry. We're going to have veggie fried rice. We're going to have veggie egg rolls. I'm going to make a ton of hummus this week that we'll have for dips, wraps, all kinds of stuff. We also like to just put hummus on top of our rice and with like a little hot sauce on top of that. It's absolutely delicious. I'm going to make a curry. I'm going to make corn chowder. I'm going to make stir fries. I'm going to make a lot of food, because that's what you do when you're whole food plant-based. Restaurants are not really conducive to this way of eating, but I can get so much food out of solo groceries. My husband and I are both volume eaters. My husband is a serious volume eater, and this lasts the whole week, usually with some left over. And that's 3 adults eating less than $100 worth of food. Last but not least, some stuff that I got for my son and then some things I picked up at the Indian store that were not part of my Walmart order. So I got the Great Value cinnamon applesauce. It is unsweetened for him to take on the go to school. Some of the things that he takes with him would be the baby carrots, energy orbs, the banana bread I'm going to make, some squeezed applesauce. He's a day student in college and still lives at home, so he can come back and forth. He doesn't have to have an enormous amount of food with him, but just stuff for him to take on the go so he doesn't have to deal with the temptations that are at the campus. All right, so he'll take those with him. I picked up some more peanut butter, 100% peanuts. There's nothing but peanuts in here, I believe. There might be salt. No, just peanuts. So that'll go for Brian's energy orbs primarily. I got maple syrup because this is what I use this is what I use for Brian to sweeten any of his stuff with. So I just need the bananas and the fruit, but we're slowly bringing them to our side. And I got him semi-sweet vegan chocolate chips. I'm not overly thrilled. It's hard. We do our best. They do have erythritol in them, and there's been stuff that has come out about erythritol, and they have stevia. We use very little of these in his energy orbs and stuff like that. It'll last for a little while, but we're trying. We're bringing him along for the ride. And for our nut or seed of the week, because I really do think it's super important for that brain health to get that. Sometimes it'll be flaxseed, sometimes it'll be chia. It actually is flaxseed or chia every single day for all of us in this house. But the nut of the week is walnuts. My husband can tell you, Sean, how much have I been talking about walnuts?
Every day.
Every day. Every day. And I do not have hardly any of this. It will be very, very sparingly. And when I say very sparingly, I'm saying like maybe 3 of these have walnuts on some oatmeal or something. So it will be very, 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 very small. But the bulk of these will also go to my son for brain health because he's starting his next semester and needs some brain health. All right, and the last 2 things. First, let me tell you what that cost for Walmart. For the grand total for Walmart was $87.04, which is fantastic considering the amount of food and the amount of meals it's going to make. And then we have 2 more items that I picked up from a local Indian store because we always showcase a protein of the week. Now, I have baked tofu already in my refrigerator. And like I said, I've got other beans too, but I'm always going to be adding to the bean cache or the protein cache in our house. So what I got for this week was mung beans. I'm so excited about this because I feel like this is kind of like lentils gone superhero. So if you've ever seen those white, long, sprouted beans that you get like when you go for Chinese food or something that they plop on top of or in the veggie fried rice or whatever. That's what this is sprouted. But cooked, they are absolutely fantastic and they are really super high in protein. I'm so excited. So for a quarter of a cup of the mung beans is 180 calories and 12 grams of protein. That is a lot of protein for plant-based eating. So I'm super excited about the mung beans. Those cost me $2.99 for a 2-pound package of mung beans. So much protein. 2 pounds, $2.99. And this was also $2.99 and 2 pounds of chickpeas. So that are primarily going to be the protein place we go to for the week. And that costs $6 at our local Indian store for a grand total of, on this table, all this food was $93.04 for a week's grocery haul for a family of 3 adults. I think that's fantastic. So if you're here because you want to know about weight loss, that's awesome. If you're here because you want to know about how to fiscally, on the cheap, feed your family, that's awesome too. We do both things in this household. It's a little different than some of the other channels out there. We don't have vast amounts of money for our grocery bill, but we definitely want everybody out there to know that the amount of money you have should not dictate what your health looks like. There are always ways to do this on the cheap. We hope you stay tuned. Come back and follow us some more. This Saturday, I believe it's this Saturday, I'll have a video where I interview my husband and talk about what it's like for him as a couple that has gone plant-based. And so you'll get to chat with Sean. In the weeks coming up soon, we're going to have an interview with my son of what it's like for a long-time vegan, confessed junk food eater to dive into whole food plant-based when they actually don't like vegetables. So that'll be a fun one. Stay tuned, and I hope you stay with us and support our channel. Have a great day.